The skies above Nova Prime were bright with twin suns, but peace had no place in the hearts of humans that day. Commander Rian Kale stood on the command bridge of the central hub, his eyes fixed on the galaxy-wide broadcast flickering across every screen. Millions of humans watched in horror as the impossible unfolded. The alien overlords had struck. They had gathered 9 million humans and slaughtered them live. The screams, the fire, the destruction all transmitted to every corner of the galaxy. The broadcast was meant to break hope, to instill fear, and for a moment, it almost worked. Rian's hands clenched into fists. He felt rage and disbelief burning in his chest. His crew turned to him, wide-eyed, trembling. We cannot survive this. One whispered. Rian shook his head, his voice steady. No, we survive because we must, and one day they will answer for this. The camera pans of the broadcast showed human cities on fire, colonies reduced to ash, monuments to centuries of human achievement destroyed. The overlords laughed, voices distorted through alien translators. They wanted the galaxy to see. They wanted humans to kneel in fear, but in the shadows. Hidden colonies and underground stations continued their work. Humans had survived because they had prepared. Even when the galaxy thought them gone, they had rebuilt in secret. Rian walked among the hidden engineers and pilots. Check every railgun, every stealth ship, every drone, he ordered. We strike when they least expect it. Suspense hung in the air like a storm. Alien patrols scoured nearby systems. Every day was a risk, every second a test of courage. Yet humans moved with precision and patience, silent, hidden, and deadly. The broadcast ended with the Overlord's final message, a warning to humanity. We are your end, and your history will forget you. But Rian only smiled faintly, his mind already calculating the steps ahead. The history of humans is not yours to erase, he whispered, and the galaxy will remember us in the communications hub. Analysts pored over intercepted alien transmissions, patterns, codes, weaknesses. Every scrap of information mattered. Rian watched young cadets train tirelessly, learning to operate new weapons, repair ships in seconds, and move like shadows through corridors. Every human carried the weight of billions lost, and every human knew that vengeance would come, silent but unstoppable. The night fell across the colonies. Though the twin suns of Nova Prime still burned, hidden human fleets slipped into positions near asteroid fields and ruined worlds. Every ship was cloaked, every sensor silent. Rian stood on the command bridge, eyes scanning the void. He felt the quiet power of a species reborn from ashes. The massacre had been horrifying, but it had also forged them into something stronger. And as the galaxy slept unaware, humans prepared their first strike, a strike that would be precise, devastating, and unforgettable. Rian's hand hovered over the control console. The moment of vengeance was near, and the survivors of the massacre would show the universe that humanity could not be erased. Not now, not ever. The broadcast had been intended to crush hope. Instead, it had ignited it. The fire of human resilience burned bright in the hearts of the survivors, and in the shadows, humanity's answer was forming. Silent, deadly, unstoppable. The first steps toward extinction for those who thought humans were weak. Deep in hidden colonies across the galaxy, humanity worked silently. Commander Rian Kale moved through the dim corridors of Shadowhaven, his eyes sharp. The massacre had left scars, but it had not destroyed them. Every engineer, every pilot, every soldier knew their task: rebuild, survive, and prepare. Old human technology was salvaged and improved. Railguns were recalibrated, stealth ships repaired, drones tested. The survivors trained endlessly, learning to strike, hide, and vanish without a trace. Every drill, every maneuver brought them closer to vengeance. Alien patrols scoured nearby sectors. Ships passed through sensor grids, unaware that humans watched silently from shadows. Rian's mind calculated every possible scenario. He studied alien movements, predicted strategies, and prepared countermeasures. Every hidden base, every asteroid station, every secret fleet had a role in the training halls. Young recruits practiced tirelessly. They learned to repair damaged ships in seconds, operate advanced railguns, and move like ghosts. Fear was present, but courage burned stronger. Each human carried the weight of millions lost in the massacre, and they were determined to turn that loss into power. Rian inspected the stealth fleet. Shuttles were cloaked, energy cores humming quietly, weapons primed. Every ship could strike anywhere, anytime, and disappear. The galaxy believes we are weak, Rian said quietly to his officers, but in the shadows, we are stronger than they know. The officers nodded, eyes full of resolve. Analysts pored over alien communications, decoding messages, tracking patrol routes, and finding weak points. Every piece of information was crucial. A single misstep could alert the overlords. But humanity had learned patience. They had survived in the dark, and now they were ready. Outside the hidden colonies, the void seemed empty, but it was full of silent power. Cloaked fleets moved between asteroids and debris fields, every movement calculated. Every strike planned. Even the smallest ship could change the course of a battle. Rian gathered his officers in the strategy room. Maps of star systems and alien supply routes covered the screens. We wait for the perfect moment, he said. Then we strike with fire and precision. Every officer understood. This was more than survival. It was humanity's revenge, silent but unstoppable. Alien scouts occasionally entered the sectors, but none discovered the full extent of human power. The survivors had mastered patience, stealth, and coordination. Every day brought them closer to their first strike, closer to sending a clear message to the overlords. Humanity would not be destroyed. As night fell across Shadow Haven, Rian looked out at the stars. The hidden power of humanity was growing in silence. The massacre had been horrific, but it had forged them into something unstoppable. And soon, the galaxy would learn that even when nearly erased, humanity would rise, stronger, cleverer, and deadlier than ever. The survivors prepared for the first strike. Every ship, every weapon, every crew member ready. Rian's hand hovered over the control console. The moment to respond was near, and humanity's answer would be precise. Devastating and unforgettable, silent in the dark, unstoppable in their fury. The hidden human fleet waited in the shadow of a dense asteroid field. Commander Rian Kale stood on the bridge of Shadow Sentinel. Eyes sharp and focused, the alien overlord supply line stretched across the sector. Unprotected but deadly, every human ship was ready, every crew member prepared. Stealth units, flank their left side, Rian ordered. Railguns, prime for coordinated fire. Pilots moved with precision. Shuttles and drones slipping through the void like ghosts. Every movement calculated, every strike designed to confuse and destroy. The first shot struck silently. Railgun blasts tore through alien hulls. Explosions flared, metal twisted. Alarms screamed across enemy ships. The Council fleets recoiled, unable to understand what hit them. Humans had struck suddenly, decisively, and vanished just as fast. Rian's voice guided the fleet calmly. Focus on command ships, concentrate fire, do not hesitate. Stealth bombers darted behind enemy lines. Drones disabled critical systems. The alien leaders shouted orders, but nothing worked. Small human vessels acted as decoys, drawing enemy fire away from the main fleet. Every strike was precise, every ship essential. The humans moved as one. Clever and relentless, even against superior numbers, they dominated the battlefield. The Council fleet tried to regroup, but humans were already behind them. Stealth ships appeared where none should be. Railguns destroyed reinforcements before they could reach the supply line. Every hit was deliberate, every move lethal. Rian's eyes scanned the void. Alien reinforcements approached faster than expected, but humans adapted instantly. They twisted, darted, and struck from unexpected angles. The galaxy had never seen such cunning and precision. After the first strike ended, humans vanished again into the shadows. The Council fleet was left confused, bleeding ships, and panicked. Rian's crew whispered among themselves, This is only the beginning," one said. Rian nodded silently. "We remain hidden until the next move," he replied. The galaxy would not yet know the full strength of humanity. Even as the alien commanders planned retaliation, humans were already preparing their next strike. Every hidden base, every repaired ship, every trained recruit had a part. They were ready to strike again, silently and decisively. And the overlords would learn that humanity could not be erased. The void returned to silence, but the echoes of human fire traveled across space, ships destroyed, systems disabled, and fear planted in alien hearts. The survivors had shown they were clever, bold, and unyielding. The first strike of humanity had begun, and the galaxy would remember it. Rian looked at the stars beyond the asteroid field. The massacre had been horrific, but it had forged humans into something stronger, silent, patient, and deadly. And now in the shadows, humanity struck back. The answer was coming, and it would be unstoppable. The galaxy shook as the human fleet approached the main alien stronghold. Commander Rian Kale stood on the bridge of Shadow Sentinel. His eyes sharp on the horizon, millions of alien ships filled the void, weapons glinting, shields glowing. But humans had patience, cunning, and courage. "Deploy stealth units to the flanks," Rian ordered. "Railguns, full power." The crew moved as one. Every maneuver precise, every ship had a purpose, every action counted. Humans would face superior numbers, but they had strategy. The first shots lit the darkness. Railguns tore through alien hulls. Explosions flared across the void. Stealth bombers struck critical systems from behind enemy lines. The Council fleets reeled in confusion and panic. Rian's mind calculated every move. Focus fire on command vessels. "Concentrate, do not waste energy," he said. The humans struck with speed and precision. Drones disabled key weapons. Smaller ships drew fire away. Every attack was deliberate. Every strike deadly. Alien leaders shouted, panic rising. Ships tried to regroup, but humans were always one step ahead. Stealth units struck from unexpected angles. Railguns destroyed reinforcements before they could react. The humans were relentless, clever and fast. Then a massive alien superweapon appeared. Glowing cannons aimed at hidden human bases. The crew froze for a moment. Hearts pounding, Rian acted instantly. "Concentrate fire on the generator. Stealth units flank it," he commanded. The human fleet moved like a storm. Railguns, bombers, and orbital defenses struck together. The superweapon shuddered and exploded, sending debris flying across space. The Council fleet scattered, panic spreading. Humans had won a key victory. But the war was not over. Even as the remaining alien forces retreated, suspense lingered. The Council had other fleets in the sector. Every human knew they could not relax. They fought with courage, intelligence, and unbreakable resolve. Every maneuver tested their skill and determination. Rian observed the retreating enemy ships. "They will return," he said quietly, "but we are ready." Hidden bases repaired and resupplied ships. Young recruits trained tirelessly. Every human prepared for the next battle. The void fell silent once more. But the galaxy had witnessed the shadow of human power. The forgotten species had struck with precision, survived, and grown stronger. When the next battle came, they would not hide. They would answer with fire, courage, and strategy. Rian looked at the stars beyond the viewport. The galaxy had never seen a species like humans. They had survived mass slaughter, rebuilt in secrecy, and struck decisively. Their ingenuity, patience, and courage were unstoppable. And the War of Shadows had only just begun. The final battle had begun. Commander Rian Kale stood on the bridge of Shadow Sentinel, eyes sharp on the alien fleets ahead. Millions of ships stretched across the void, weapons charged, shields glowing, but humans were no longer afraid. They had rebuilt, trained, and planned in the shadows. "Prepare the coordinated strike," Rian commanded. Stealth bombers moved into position, railguns hummed with power, orbital defenses activated. Every human crew knew their role, every ship had a purpose. Courage and precision filled the air. Fire and silence would speak louder than words. Alien fleets fired first. Energy beams cutting through the darkness. Explosions lit the void, metal twisted, ships shattered. But humans had learned from every attack. Stealth units disabled key systems. Railguns destroyed command vessels. The tide turned quickly in favor of humanity. Rian guided the fleet calmly. "Focus fire, strike fast, do not hesitate," he said. Every move was synchronized. Every strike deadly. Alien leaders panicked, shouting orders they could not execute. Their fleets crumbled under human skill and determination. Explosions lit the darkness again and again. Humans struck relentlessly. No hesitation. No fear, only action. Every destroyed ship was a message. Humanity had survived the slaughter and now showed their true power. The alien superweapons attempted to activate, but coordinated human attacks destroyed them before they could fire. Fleets scattered, retreating, humiliated. Humans had reclaimed what had been stolen. They had shown the galaxy their courage, ingenuity, and resilience. Rian watched the battle from the bridge. The crew had done the impossible. They had fought with intelligence, courage, and relentless determination. Humanity had risen from the ashes. No longer weak, no longer forgotten, across the fleet, silent cheers spread. Every pilot, soldier, and engineer knew they had changed history. The galaxy would remember the day humans struck back. Even as the Council retreated, the message was clear. Humanity could not be erased. Rian looked at the stars beyond the viewport. They had survived mass slaughter, rebuilt in secret, and struck decisively. Their courage and ingenuity were unstoppable. The dark had become their strength, and humanity's power now shone across the galaxy. The void was quiet once more, but the echoes of human fire and precision traveled across space. The Council would never underestimate them again. Humans had reclaimed their place, and for the first time in centuries, they were free to rise, expand, and rule. Rian's final words echoed through the bridge. "They tried to slaughter us, erase our history, and instill fear, but in the dark, humanity answered with extinction for them, and the galaxy will remember us forever." The crew nodded silently. Proud and resolute, the forgotten species had returned, powerful, clever, and fearless, and nothing in the galaxy would ever be the same.